Hey there, I'm Chris with the Meeples Market. We're going to do a how to set up the new Disney Gargoyles game. We've already got the board here on the table, so the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you've got all of the cardboard building tiles put together to make the 3D buildings. And then you can set them up on their correct spaces. The bottoms of every building has a colored circle, and that corresponds to the color that's on the squares on the map that match the same shape. So we can go ahead and place these in. They just slide right into the slots there. Some of them slide right into the slots, some of them are a little tight. There we go. Alright. Once you've got all the buildings ready, you can go ahead and select which episode you want to start with. The game does recommend that you start with the Reawakening episode for your first playthrough, so we're going to go ahead and set up for that one. And this will also be a setup for a two-player game. So if you look at the back of the episode card, you can see it has all of the components that you're going to need, and then it shows you a map to let you know where you need to set everything up at. So the components that we'll need is the Reawakening villain cards. The villain cards are the gray back ones, and you can tell that they go along with this episode because the symbol on the card matches the symbol at the top of the placard here. So you can go ahead and grab those cards, give them a shuffle, just place them down next to the board. You're also going to need the villain health tracker, which looks like this. And then you're going to need these two red and purple little clips. They go on and tell you what the villain health should start at. So we have Xanatos, he'll be the red health, and then Demona is the purple health. Xanatos starts at 15, Demona starts at 10. You can place that right there next to that. You're going to want to go ahead and also grab the standees for both Xanatos and Demona, as well as the startup says that you need to have the Coldstone token, which is this guy right here. Looking at the diagram, you can see that Xanatos needs to go up on top of this giant building, and then Demona wants to go back here on the back square of the L-shaped building. And then we're going to go right in front of, there's this little garage door opening and a little pagoda here. He's just going to go in the street right in front of that. You can also go ahead and grab the remaining enemy tiles that you didn't use for setup and just go ahead and stand them next to the board in case you need to add anybody at any point. You'll have them handy. From there you can go and flip this over, and that'll have the win and lose conditions as well as any special rules for this episode. After we've got the villain set up, you can go ahead and set up the heroes. For that, you just need to pick which heroes you want to play with. In our case, for the two-player game here, we're going to be using Lexington, and we're also going to be using Elisa. So you're going to need to get the hero placard for both characters, the deck of cards that matches the character, their faces are on the back, as well as the miniature that goes with each character. You also want to get a black clip. It's just like the ones used on the villain board, but these are black, and put them to the character's maximum health, which happens to be 6 for both Lexington and Elisa. You want to take their decks, everybody shuffle, and you can draw 3 cards to start with your starting hand. Same thing with Elisa. She'll give it a shuffle, and she starts with 3 cards. As for the hero miniatures themselves, they can start anywhere here on this clock tower. So we'll start with Lexington up here, and we'll just put Elisa down here. You will go ahead and grab the dice. You want to keep those handy near each player, so we'll throw them in the middle. And then there is this little dish we're using. This just has the remaining tokens that you'll use for the skills and any other mission objectives that pop up. From there, you're good to go. You're all set up to play the first game. To decide who the first player is, you want to see who was the last person to watch a cartoon and let them begin. Thanks so much for joining us in this how to set up the game. Look out for our next video that will have our first impressions after we've played. And thank you so much for being here. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment down below. Thanks so much.